Today we're going to go and do a video on Ratchet Clank Rift Apart with the Steam Deck. And to start it off, we're playing the game at 800p at the lowest settings. Alright, here we're in the settings with the low preset and no FSR. I can't even lie, I think this game will be playable at a decent frame rate while looking good as well. I've got high hopes. Hopefully I'm right. Okay, we've got gyro controls as well. It is what it is, and hold on a second. 30 FPS at the lowest settings, that is not a good start. This game is verified for the Steam Deck, so I'm sure it's going to run great, but we'll need FSR to get the frame rate going as well. The snail! Let's go! That's what I'm saying. Okay, falling into the 20s. Not too great, is it, guys? Okay, I think already a mix of low and medium is the way to go. And I'm going to use FSR, obviously, to have a stable frame rate going. So far though, on the controller, this plays fine. The FPS is falling down below 30. Yeah, that's not great. But at the same time, it's not too... Okay, now it's getting really bad. 23 FPS is pretty poor. But like 27, that's fine. It's not ideal, but you can still have a good time playing this game with that frame rate. Yeah, in a second I'll go ahead and enable FSR as well, so you can see how that does. What can I hit this? But I'm hoping with FSR we can get 30 FPS stable at the low settings. I can't even lie, to be honest. At the low settings the game looks fantastic still. It's not as good as the high settings obviously, but at the same time it's not too bad. Alright, now using FSR 2.1 at the balance preset. Let's see how we can do. Not great, to be honest. We're still falling down below 30. This game is verified? That's kind of unfortunate. I really thought we could get 40 FPS really easily in this game, but I guess not. It's absolutely insane. Okay, now it's much better. Once we killed the boss, the FPS has gone up to the high 30s. Yeah, it's playing fine. Once we actually get out of the battle, it's playing just fine. It's not stuttering, it's not lagging. Sitting in the 40s, to be honest, on average. But the issue is, once we get into a fight, the FPS tanks. There we go, as you guys can see, down to the 30s again. And to be honest, in a couple of months, the game will get patched, it will get more optimized, and will run much better as well. As you guys saw before with The Last of Us Part 1, it was very unplayable on the Steam Deck. I think I was getting 25 FPS on average at the low settings. Now, it's playable at 30. So yeah, it could always happen. Oh! So yeah, I think with FSR enabled, you can get a 30 FPS cap going. The game is definitely playable. There might be some certain areas where the FPS will fall down into the 20s, but overall, should be a decent little time. Wow, this is getting really intensive, isn't it? So many different abilities on this guy. I should have dodged that. Oops. Just go down already, man. Come on, 5% out of ammo. Am I gonna die? This is... Okay, that's just not fair, man. I run out of ammo. Alright, in a second, we can go up to the medium settings. I just want to beat this boss. Hold that real quick. No, dodge that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We're running low on ammo. In fact, we are out of ammo. 3%, come on. Yo, I need ammo, man. Is this ammo? Okay, let's go to the medium settings. I'll keep FSR enabled because without it, this game isn't going to be playable. Alright, and here we are at the medium settings. There we go. Look at that. 23 FPS. That isn't great, is it? Come on, game. Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about this, to be honest. It's playable for the most part, but again, the FPS will fall down to the 20s. Using your dash, going through the, I guess, portals, loading to new sections, will cause the FPS to fall down quite heavily. Wow, look at this. 22 FPS, guys. It's all the AI. This room is crowded. Kind of makes sense. But yeah, medium settings already is very inconsistent. Lowest FPS is around 21. Average FPS like 30, 35. But it really depends on where you are and what you're doing, to be honest. Alright, now using performance FSR. Let's see what we can do. Alright, the dash was okay. We lost FPS, but it wasn't as big as before. Get out of here. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and quit out and go back into the intro of the game, because that's far more intensive, and run it back again with these settings. Because in this section in the arena, it's kind of light. So yeah, let's try it out again. See? We can easily fall down into the 20s. There you go. So yeah, it's very inconsistent. I would say it's not very playable, but it really depends on the person. Some might be okay with this, and others will probably hate it. Now obviously the high settings isn't going to be much better than this. It's going to be far worse probably actually. But we always do it, so gotta do it this time as well. Let's go. A lot of enemies, this should be good. Ah, it's doing fine to be honest. It's not even that bad. Sitting in the mid-30s. Yeah, it's definitely in those heavy CPU intensive areas where you see that FPS fall. Get out of here. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Come over here. Stop running, idiot. Hey. Hey, what are you doing running away from me? Oh. Boom. Alright, and here we are, the high settings. I'm going to keep FSR enabled like always. And yeah, let's see how we do. Yeah, so I'm thinking the low preset with some medium thrown in there, and with a 30 FPS cap and an aggressive FSR preset as well. Hopefully with that, we can get a stable 30 for the most part. I'm sure the FPS will fall down into the 20s still, even then, but if we can get a mostly 30, I think most people will be happy with that. Yeah, this is so stuttery now, guys. Super stuttery. Oh, I can't. Wow. It's very hard to play. I'm not really surprised though. This is the high settings. I was having a bad time at medium, so what do we really expect? And for the optimized settings, we're going for a mix of low and medium. FSR at the performance. And here we go there. Alright. Using a 30 FPS cap. Hopefully it's stable and runs well as well. They're getting some stutters here and there, falling into the high 20s. And by the high 20s, I mean 29 FPS. So it's not too far from 30. Okay, the game is definitely stuttering, guys. Okay, so right here, we are able to hold 30 FPS just fine. The game does stutter here and there, but it's mostly okay. Let's pause, let's get out. Go to the intro of the game again. And there we go. 30 FPS just like that. I think it was that medium. Oh. Falling into the high 20s, guys. Even the mid 20s almost. But yeah, I think it was that medium where we had that FPS up into the low 20s. I think it was like 23 FPS or 21 FPS. So it wasn't great. This is definitely improved, but you still do fall into the 20s, unfortunately. And for your battery life, again, it will depend on where you are and what you're doing. In those heavier scenes, you're going to be getting like an hour and 40. And in those easier scenes, you can get 2 hours just fine. But again, it's not very consistent, so I wouldn't put too much trust in it. Explosions. Still holding 30. I think I'm out of ammo. Let's go back. Give me this ammo, please. There we go. A lot of enemies, a lot of particles. It's definitely hard to keep track of everything. But I'm trying. Oops. Oh, that's not good. Blow up those barrels right next to myself. Get over here, idiot. So what are you trying to do? Yeah, so far, we're holding 30. We do get a couple stutters again, don't forget about that. But I think we've had it locked 30 this entire time, except for the intro. Yeah, the cutscenes are definitely far more stuttery than the actual gameplay. We've got 21 FPS there. Alright, here we go. This part was very laggy before. How we're doing right now? 28 FPS, 25 is the lowest. Yeah, not great still, unfortunately. Doesn't feel great in the scene. Well, that was a nice run. But yeah, in those heavier scenes, the game stutters like crazy. And the performance falls down quite rapidly as well. And for dark mode, we're playing the game at 720p with the optimal settings. Performance should be very similar to what we had before. So, not really expecting much change, but I'll just show it to you guys anyway, just so you know how it feels and how it plays. Alright, another combat situation. It should be pretty good. Oh, this thing's crazy. It's so hard to turn, and the motion blur is so strong. But to be honest, for 30 FPS, you kind of need it, so I don't know. I'm just not used to it. The motion blur is insanely strong when I turn. There we go. Going through the portal doesn't make the FPS lag. Look at that. I think again at the medium settings, it fell down into the low 20s when I did that. So it's definitely much better. What's happening, dude? I'm losing track so quickly. Okay, let's go through. The screen shake is making me want to pass out. It feels like a Switch game, like a newish, intensive Switch game. It's going to fall down into the 20s. It's going to have some stutters. But, you know, I've been playing for like an hour now. And it's running at 30 FPS for the most part. So, again, it's really up to the person. Okay, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys next time for the next video. See you guys there.